What's going on, guys? I actually just wanted to quickly go over my settings for you guys. A lot of you guys have been requesting it in the streams. I just wanted to quickly go over every single setting that I have. I'll also go over my Nvidia control panel settings just so you guys can see those things that we have on as well. But we'll just go ahead and start with the controller settings. I'm just going to scroll through them. I don't really have to explain too much of what things are. I'm sure you guys kind of already know, but I will explain some things that I think might be important to know. I just play on 7.7 cents at the moment. I'm just going to keep scrolling down. My aim response curve is dynamic, instant transition, custom optic per zoom. This one is important for a few of you guys actually. I actually do have this changed. This is going to help you when you're aiming down sight with specific sights. So if you have like an iron sight versus like 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, it'll give you different sensitivities per zoom. Have a slower sensitivity, slow down for iron sights. Just you know, it moves faster basically. So slow it down. Aim assist type is default. Don't use any extra stuff. I do use auto tack sprint. Slide maintain sprint on. Single tap to sprint. I have slide only set at the moment. I do have all the ground mantles and auto mantles turned off. But this slide behavior one, I want to turn back on tap to slide. Because I do have moments where I do want to dive. And I do have moments where even if I have slide only, I do dive still because there's a bug where you can still dive, which kind of sucks. But I do like the fact that you can dive off of buildings and you can pull your parachute and you actually have a farther distance you can gain from doing the dive parachute. So that's one thing that's making me want to turn back on tap to slide, which I'll probably try out today. I'm just going to keep going over my settings. Nothing crazy. You guys can pause the video whenever you guys feel like you want to see something specific. Prioritize interact is important. Apply armor plate all is pretty important. Backpack control directional buttons is fine. I might try to mess around with the other one because I've never tried it yet. And that's pretty much it for that. Let's go to the graphics settings. So I do play exclusive for the majority of the time. My display adapter, I have a 4080 at the moment, but I only have a 144 hertz monitor, but it is 1440p. I'm thinking about upgrading a monitor to 240 hertz 1440p, but I'm not too sure yet because I do get over 144 frames. I get around like 190 frames, 200 frames. So it'd be nice to get those extra frames out, but I don't think it's like fully necessary. I actually changed this display gamma to 2.4 yesterday just to try it out, and it actually looks pretty good. So you guys can mess around with that, see what looks good for your monitor. On Nvidia, low latency is on. I'm just gonna keep going over this. Custom frame rate, I do have this set to autofocus is 30, menu is 145, and gameplay is 300. For the quality, I changed around with some of these just to like see what I like the most. Obviously everyone's graphics are going to be different because everyone's going to have different PC parts. So don't try to fully copy mine, but mine is pretty low. Like I have most of my stuff on normal and low, and all of it still feels really good and looks good. So you guys can just copy these if you like. Still mess around with whatever you like for yourself. For the view, ADS field of view is affected. So you guys ADS, you don't have to, it doesn't mess up your field of view. You can still see wide while you're aiming out sight. Vehicle field of view is wide, so you have more range of view. Always turn off weapon and motion blur and general world motion blur. And yeah, that's basically it for that. Go to audio because a few of you guys have been asking for my audio settings. So my audio settings are PC speaker. Apparently this one works the best in terms of audio. Call of Duty's audio is pretty bad at the moment. Hopefully they end up fixing audio soon to have it to where it's a little bit more balanced. You know, there's a lot of random things that you hear that you shouldn't, and there's a lot of things that you should hear that you don't at times. So audio does need a little workaround. Probably one of the worst audios we had in COD in a while. Master volume. Have my gameplay music to 0. Forget all that. You don't really want to hear any music in game. It'll just distract you and take away from all the sound that you hear that you should be hearing. Cinematic music videos just for the intro screen, basically like when you're sitting in the lobby. Dialogue volume, you don't want that too high because whenever the announcer goes and talks about stuff, he can talk pretty loud. Voice chat volumes down a little bit. Keep the effects volume on 100. Go down these. None of these are really like important, so but you guys can still copy whatever you like. We'll go to interface. Interface has nothing really. Actually did not change any of these custom stuff. All of it's default. I know people do change their stuff around. I really don't care. Minimap is square. I do have rotation on. Yeah, honestly, like the only things I have on for telemetry is FPS counter, server latency, and the graphics card temp. And I have my clock on so people in the stream can see what time it is currently for me. All right, so that's basically my game settings. I'm actually going to go over quickly my Nvidia control panel settings. But Nvidia control panel is actually more important than I thought. My game was feeling a little bit laggy the other day, and I ended up going into my Nvidia control panels to kind of figure out some settings to change that will help it. So I actually have most of this stuff right here set to default. Although you do want to turn off the anti-aliasing and then I'm just going to show you guys what I have so you guys can do this. This isn't where I have most of my stuff. You guys will be looking at this and like, oh, there's not that much change. I didn't change much of this. I went into the program settings and I went into my Call of Duty. So you have to actually locate Call of Duty through this. So if you want to locate it, you go to add and then you find Call of Duty HQ. If you don't see it right there, you'll go to browse and then just find Call of Duty HQ. And then these are the settings I have changed. So all of the ones that are bold are the ones that are changed. So if you see the bolded ones, those are the changed ones. So I have the filtering to 16 times. This will help sharpen your images. Gamma correction off. Anti-aliasing is application controlled because Call of Duty already has the anti-aliasing within it. So you want the game to set itself. Monitor technologies, fixed refresh rate. Power management. I know people want to say put this on prefer maximum performance, but you really don't want to overuse and burn out your computer. It'll make your graphics card really hot, and it can, over time, make your graphics card run hot a lot. So definitely don't mess with that. For refresh rate, I have on. I think that was on highest available. No, it's on application controlled actually. So refresh rate is on application controlled. I think highest available would be fine, but just put on, whatever you like. Either one of those are fine. I have on application controlled. My texture filtering is off. Texture filtering negative load BIOS is clamp, and my vertical sync is user 3D application. So yeah, that's basically all I really have. I'll also show you guys this. This I didn't really change much. I know some people use the digital vibrance and turn it up a little bit just to have more vibrant colors within their game. But the game actually has some pretty well colors, so I don't think it's really like fully needed. If anything, I would just turn it up to like 60 or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I want you guys to make sure that you go and check to change resolution. Check that your resolution is set to your highest one, and also make sure your refresh rate is set to your highest one, so you're making sure you're getting your max frames. But yeah, guys, those are my quick settings. Hopefully, you guys hopefully that was useful for any of you guys. And